everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today's look is going to be an easy, everyday makeup look that anybody can achieve. I just know it. I believe in you. So, of course, we're starting off with freshly washed skin that is also moisturized. We're never going to forget those two steps. So, each video, I'm going to say the same thing because we have to stress clean skin and moisturized skin is super important when applying makeup. So right here, I'm going in with my primer to make sure that my makeup can stick and stay in place all day or for as long as I have that makeup on my skin. Okay, so I'm going in with my eyeliner pencil. I use it as lip liner. Listen, as long as you spray it with alcohol between uses and shave it, it's fine. So I'm gonna go try to line up my brows right here. And also I wanted to say, I got a brand new beat made personally for me by a producer from Trenton. His name is Blackout. I believe on Instagram. I'll tag his information below. I'm so excited about that. So hopefully you'll check him out and order yourself a beat from him. Super talented, very cool, down to earth guy. So hopefully you'll check him out. So what I'm doing here is I'm moving the product through my brows so that the brown is not so intense. As you can see, I have dark hair. My hair is black, and you would think that I would use black color for my brows, but I just don't like how the black looks. Perhaps I have to improve my technique or whatever, because I just don't like how heavy it can look. Maybe I'll try different products, and that will be soon to come. So yeah, I don't like that to look too heavy, so I'm gonna smooth it around and then do my very best to blend with the concealer around it so that we have a cohesive looking eyebrow and it's not too heavy looking crazy out here in these streets. So of course I'm lining my brows with the concealer. I always use either 13 or 15. The colors are very similar, and this concealer is from, of course, Juvia's Place. So I am moving that around there, and I'm going to make sure to blend very well around my brows so that nothing looks too heavy. That is my goal. Easy, everyday makeup look that is very subtle, very practical. You can use this look anywhere. So keep watching. Okay, so as we have already heard from me several hundred times, it's so important to blend. If you want to achieve a very cohesive, very nice and subtle look, you have to blend your concealer and everything else. Blending is one of the most important techniques in utilizing makeup because, again, if you don't blend, you can easily cross over into catastrophe, and that's what we're trying to avoid. We want to look nice and put together for the day without anything looking too heavy, and that's the beauty of what makes this an easy everyday makeup look. Please feel free to ask me questions if you want down below. Let me know if you have any concerns, and I'll do my very best to answer every inquiry. Alrighty, so I have placed a little bit of concealer across other portions of my face because I'm dealing with a little bit of dryness, which means for me personally, my dark marks are going to stick out a little bit more. So that's why it's important to up your water intake, because we can moisturize all we want externally, but you have to moisturize internally, which means upping that water intake. So I'm going in with this Juvia's Place palette. I think this one is called the Corals. And I'm going to apply that first peachy shade to the very, very top, right directly under my brow bone, onto my lid, so that that color will pop through and it won't seem as bare when I go in with the next shade. So that's why the first shade is really supposed to be kind of on the lighter side. It's called a transition, so that there's a nice blend going on as you apply the layers of eyeshadow. And so you'll see that color kind of pop through on the lid at the very top. It'll all make sense when I go in with this next brown shade, which is much deeper. So you want to tap that so that the application is not too splotchy looking, and then it's going to be harder to blend if it's splotchy looking. So what you want to do is add that on gently, swipe back and forth, and kind of blend until you get this nice kind of ombre effect. All right, so keep watching and we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so going in with this Morphe palette, this one was really affordable, only 25 bucks from Morphe. I think I got it like last year. I believe it's called Big Primpin. I'm not really a fan of that name, but you know, whatever. So what I did was I tried to apply this very light shade to the lower portion of my lid, but I didn't really like that it wasn't popping through the way I wanted it to. And I didn't feel like throughout the day the color would have lasted, so you'll actually see me going over top of it with a concealer. So when you apply concealer before putting on the eyeshadow color, what that's going to do is allow the true shade of that eyeshadow to pop through. So when you have deeper skin or skin that is not very fair, what's going to happen is when you apply a colored eyeshadow, the color payoff may show off differently, because what you have is the colors of your skin tone reacting with the pigments in the color of the eyeshadow. So that is why you'll see the deeper toned ladies applying a concealer prior to applying the eyeshadow. And you'll even find with fair skinned women that they will apply concealer as well. But I think the reasoning is a little bit different. You want the color payoff to be what it looks like in the pan, the eyeshadow pan, but you also want the eyeshadow to stick to your skin so that throughout the day you're not having that creasing situation in the middle where your eyelid kind of meets the other portion of your eyelid, so there's no line there in the middle of your lid. Oh girl, trying to apply this liquid eyeliner is like trying to walk across a tightrope for me. My hand is so shaky, and I have taken pictures where the eyeliner was just totally crooked, but you know, the look was so pretty that I'm not about to start over, you know, so I just accepted, honey, look, you're gonna take this crooked eyeliner today because this look is cute, but I think I did a little bit better here today. I'll have to look into some other methods of applying eyeliner. I feel like we're about to be in 2023, and there's so many products that exist, so don't be scared to branch out and find something that works for you, because there's so many different ways you can apply makeup, and you really limit yourself by sticking to the one old-fashioned way, you know? So y'all bear with me as I watch this. So this is a tip that I got from Jackie actually during the pandemic. She did a video about how to make your makeup last, even if you have to wear a mask over it. So you want to spray your tool with the setting spray of your choosing. I use the Stay All Day Blue Light setting spray by e.l.f. because I do happen to sit in front of a computer often. So that's a good tip, just to avoid the makeup from transferring from your face to your phone or your makeup. Now, there's always going to be a small amount of transfer. So unless you're using some super chemical setting spray where it's really going to stay in place, but for the most part, what you'll find in stores is setting sprays that are not so harsh and with that many chemicals to make it, you know, to make your makeup stay. We really have to be careful about the things we do put on our skin as well, to a certain extent, because everything has something harmful in it, let's be honest. Unless you're going with one of those vegan brands or something, but it's just something to be mindful of. Just a little healthy tip there. So this is why I like to use a sponge to apply my foundation, because using a brush, you can get a good smooth application, but it does take a little bit longer. So I normally just rock with a sponge, but of course you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. I also noticed that with a brush, the application is smooth and even with this Real Techniques brush, and honestly, I think I've got some of my best looks from using the brush. Again, it just takes a little bit of time to actually smooth around your face. So of course I'm going to go ahead and add my concealer around my eyes, down my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and just a little bit on my chin. So this is the area where a lot of girls do mess up at. You have to blend these areas in very nicely. If you find that your concealer is kind of settling into your makeup where you can't tell that you've placed any on, you may have to go a pinch of a shade lighter, just a pinch. And if you can't do a pinch, you'll perhaps have to mix something. I happen to be very good at matching colors. Because I know what my undertones are, and that is a good thing you have to get well versed in as well. Knowing what your undertones are you cool, cool, warm, neutral? Is your undertone golden? Is it more of a reddish shade. You have to figure that stuff out so that you can pick the right colors for your skin. So I'm going in with my e.l.f. contour palette. Now what I'm going to do is take this down the sides of my nose just to accentuate the bridge of my nose so that there's definition in my face. And that's the point of contouring, because when you apply foundation, what you're doing is cleaning the slate. You're making your face totally one-dimensional, and what the contour will do is apply dimension to your face. So now you will look like you'll see the high points of your face, and then that's going to allow you to look like you're not all one color, because as the light hits your face from different angles, you want your features to show and pop. Okay, so what I suggest is to apply mascara after spraying your setting spray, because if you don't have a waterproof mascara, what can happen is you blink and the mascara will stick to the top of your lid over, like, onto your eyeshadow, and then you can have a muddy mess. But there's a way to fix it, but that's another topic for another day. I'm not sure why I did that step beforehand, but it's okay. So I'm going in with my setting powder by Juvia's Place in the shade White Sand. And honestly, I love setting powder because that brightness in those different areas really makes my cheekbones stick out, and that happens to be one of my favorite features of my face. So I actually press the powder in a little bit instead of just popping it on there and applying a whole bunch. So I'll take a little bit, press the powder in the desired areas, and then allow it to sit for a moment. And then you'll see that I'll brush it off, but not before using the finishing powder. Okay, as you come to know me, you know that I will love a pink lip with a brown liner. That is my favorite combination. I think it goes with everything, literally, that I've done. So what I did was I took a little bit of highlighter and I'm going around my brows just so that there's a little bit of shimmer. And you'll also find that I do love matte eyelid looks because I think they're so classy and so practical. You can wear them anywhere. You can wear that combination to work or school or brunch, lunch, dinner, a night out on the town. So versatile. I'm super into versatile, excuse me, I can't talk. Versatile and practical makeup looks. Okay, so I'm doing my last little bit of touch-ups, applying my lip gloss from Wet n Wild in the shade Aquarius. And I really hope you love today's look and today's video. Please be sure to check out Blackout on his YouTube and Instagram. I have linked his information below so that you can get a personalized beat just for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.